Hi, welcome into this SBA EIDL Loan Increase Reconsideration Update video. My name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, and I'm going to get right into it. If you are unaware, as of May 6th, 2022, that is the last day to request an increase for reconsideration. Thereafter, it will be done with. And as of May 16th, 2022, around that time is when the SBA EIDL portal will be shut down. So what should you do if you didn't get anything? You're stuck in reconsideration. You didn't get an increase. You didn't even get the first amount, or you did get something, but you're looking for more. Now, I'm going to share with you how to pivot. What is the next best thing? What other SBA programs are out there? What are these private lending options? What are the rates, etc.? And I'm going to get into the share screen in a moment with you, so please stick with me. But everything you need to know about will be down below in the description. So if you're here wondering, okay, what is the email that I have to send and what do I got to do with this? This won't be that video for it, but I'll leave more information down below. As well as I'm going to have an option if you're a self-employee, 1099 gig worker / independent contractor, small business, where you can get up to 5,000 incredibly fast without any credit requirements. You can use your personal bank account for business. This is for 1099 independent contractors / gig workers and so forth, self-employed. And so that option will be down below in the description, as well as other ones with how to get up to 25,000 same day instant approval, up to 2 million incredibly fast, 5 million, 10 million options, slow funding, fast funding. Now, let me jump into the share screen to show you that, hey, the EIDL loan isn't everything. Just because you're getting a 3.75% fixed interest rate for profits, now we're not talking nonprofits, and you have these 30-year terms, that's not everything. And that's not always the greatest, because not everybody gets approved for the same amount. You may be in debt for this amount of time, and you don't want to have that there collateralized with this and that. The amount you got approved for just wasn't sufficient enough, and you're just looking for more out there and just to be more prepared. So now let me get into the share screen here. And again, there is similar content that I've already released on this channel with SBA EIDL, as well as the alternative SBA funding programs, which I will touch upon right now, as well as all other private lending options, and just so you have a better understanding of how those work. And so let me get right into this. You have the SBA Microloan programs. This is a smaller size loan up to 50,000 that's provided through the SBA funding intermediaries. And so there are other programs there that can help you with microloans outside of the SBA, with some community organizations and so forth, and they can do it about their way. But this is one here where you can get up to 50,000. I'm not saying you'll get the 50,000. So perhaps you were in that EIDL loan situation where you didn't get the most amount. Perhaps you got 50,000, perhaps you got 40,000. I know I've spoken with so many business owners that I've helped get through the EIDL loans, helped get through microloans, as well as other options, that they range from somewhere between 30, 40, 50, etc., to 100, 150, 200,000, up to 2 million, the maximum being, as that had changed over time, 150, 500,000 to 2 million, and so forth. But a microloan is a program that loans up to 50,000 to help small businesses and certain not-for-profit childcare centers start up and expand. The average microloan is about 13,000. Okay, so this is for these startups and less established businesses. So if you're somebody who's already, years into it and generating revenue, it may be more difficult for you to qualify for one of these. But if you have about like a couple of years in business and you're not generating the revenue, your business is just stagnant, which I speak to a lot of business owners and they have this problem, then this could be something you could apply for. And just so you know, it isn't exactly like what the grant expectations are. Like when you go get a grant, they'll want to see a kind of story, a backstory from you, because although those are abundant, there are so many, they can close down much faster and it leaves more people out. So the competition is so much higher. But with an SBA microloan, it can be in a similar way as well, but because it is government backed, this program is going to be there for a good amount of time, and it'll be there for a lengthy time, more than the EIDL loans in a lot of cases. So the average microloan here is about 13,000. SBA provides funds to specially designated intermediary lenders, which are nonprofit community-based organizations with experience in lending as well as management and technical assistance. These intermediaries administer the microloan program for all eligible borrowers. Are you eligible? So each intermediary lender that you'll be working with has its own lending and credit requirements. Generally, intermediaries require some type of collateral as well as a personal guarantee of the business owner. So they'll be asking for you to list that information. If you've never applied for an SBA loan, you've never seen an SBA application, a lot of it they'll ask for what is collateral, what kind of collateral, assets, liabilities, etc. How do you use it? You can use it for a variety of purposes. Similarly to an EIDL loan, but you just have to be careful because a lot of the EIDL loan approvals were for COVID relief, or just you had to have an immediate impact because of COVID. It wasn't a lot of the use for growth and expansion. A lot of it was just to survive, and pretty much survival money. When I ask people the question, what do you need funds for? And they go to me and say, well, I need it for COVID relief. I need it for business expenses, payroll, this stuff that won't produce to me an ROI, or I just need some kind of maintenance and this and that. And there are more reasons. And so I have a better understanding of what those funds are going towards, and I can understand if cash flow is a problem or will it be one? And if so, what is the best type of funding service that is available for you? In fact, I have this questionnaire form that I'll leave for you down below in the description, but you can complete this questionnaire. It's not an application, to get a personalized and customized email response from myself for your best funding option and options. Plus, you'll get a free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist to get you approved for funding much faster without wasting time. We're talking about days, weeks, months, and even years of sifting through old, outdated, scammy type of information, stuff that just does not work. Theory and fluff-based. I have it down to a T, what's working today in the market, as well as what will happen in the future. So this will be more or less what the form will look like. You can literally finish this in less than 30 seconds if you have everything there. And again, it'll land in my email, where then I will analyze, evaluate it, and then give you a proper response back via email on what your best funding option and options are. This is very safe and secure. I'm not a creditor or anything. I don't take this information and use it against you. I would never want to do that. And I wouldn't be making this video, and I wouldn't be feeling comfortable if that's something that I did. So a lot of people have already gone through this, and they're getting success from it. They're getting the understanding of whether they qualify for something or not. I'm going to show you them, and I'm going to show you what could be the route you go down, or these options are available, but this is what I recommend you do most in your situation for your use of funds and perhaps the rate and interest rates and so forth. But there are more services that I offer. I just listed a few of them, the key benefits and how it would work, which I shared with you more or less. So it'll look like this. Again, it may be changed over the time, but you can find that down below in the description. And my site here, it is viralfundingsolutions.com. If you would like to learn more, I'll leave more information down below in the description. Now back to the microloans. So sure, growth and expansion is a subset of it. Examples they will include are working capital, inventory, supplies, furniture, fixtures, machinery, equipment. Proceeds from an SBA microloan cannot be used to pay existing debts or purchase real estate. So be very careful of that. I have a lot of business owners who come to me, and when I ask them what their use of funds are for, they'll go, oh, well, 75% of this is going to be for paying existing debts. 25% of this is going to be going for certain payroll. And then another percent of it is going to be smaller, but it'll go for buying equipment so it can fuel the growth and expansion of my business. So just understand, and this is what I can communicate with you. It's very important that you understand the financial structure of your business, your organization, because when I tell people, be careful about how you're taking the money and from who you're taking it from. You have to talk to somebody who knows what is happening right now and what will happen in the future, because right now, as of me making this video, like the interest rates should be going up just a little bit, like prime rates when we're talking about 3.50% should be going up even more. And when you're not getting approved by a traditional physical banking location, there may be online ones that are similar, but have a little bit of a higher interest rate attached to it. But if you can't qualify for there are private programs. Again, everything will be listed down below in the description, as well as that 1099 self-employee funding program up to $5,000 currently. And a lot of people have been finding success. I've been getting a lot of people to go through it, following up with them. And that's what I do with you. That's different than anybody else. As your business loan broker / agent, I will take care of you. I will get to understand you as a human being first, build that relationship up with you. because that's what's most important to me. I don't look at this as just a transaction. I really honestly don't even focus a lot on that. I want to get to understand who you are, if you're open to that. I know there's only so much you can open up to, which is okay. I'm the same. I'm an introvert. I'm very observant, cerebral. So it is even hard for me to make video content. I'm usually a lot of it on the blog. So what do you need to apply? Microloans are available through certain nonprofit community-based organizations that are experienced in lending businesses and management assistance. Individual requirements will vary. To apply for a microloan, work with an SBA-approved intermediary in your area. You can access more of that. SBA-approved lenders make all credit decisions and set all terms for your microloan. So there are programs out there like Kiva being one of them. But again, I'm going to try to leave this article down below in the description. If not, there'll be more information. So another thing you can take advantage of that I haven't already shared with you, and I'm looking through some of my tabs here rather quickly, aside from this, aside from filling out the questionnaire, which would be the fastest way to get a hold of me if you're asking what is the best way for me to get a hold of you, I want to get on a phone call. The best thing is to fill out that questionnaire if you haven't already. And if you have, please be patient, and as I have a lot of them that are getting submitted, and I will get back to you as soon as possible on it. So you also have the SBA 8A, or excuse me, the 8A mentorship. It's not a loan. You also have the SBA 7A program, and then as well as the SBA 504/CDC. And within some of these, you can get approved for a specific type of funding that you need. Like the SBA 7A loan program is a great addition outside of the microloans, where you can use that for growth and expansion. And it's what they a lot of the time want to see. The SBA lenders want to know what kind of profit you're making on your tax returns, et cetera, over 10%, at least 10%, not 15 to 20% and above. And they highly emphasize your credit score being at least a 680, if not 700, and in some cases between 640 or 650 and up, depending on how much capital you're getting. So the SBA 7A is one program to consider, and I'll leave more information of that down below in the description. I think there will be a quiz that I'll set there. I think I cleared my cache, so I may not have it appear right now on my, it will not appear up here in my URL. Let me see if I can type it in. See if it appears. Okay, page not found. So what I'm going to do is type in SBA quiz here, because I have the URL usually, but when you clear your settings and everything, it'll just, and I recently did that. Let me do this there. So I'll try to link this down below in the description. Get the SBA funding your business needs fast. So what it is a quick quiz questionnaire. Then you can understand the qualifications, a bit about how it works. And even if you don't qualify, there will be alternative options that you can be presented with. This won't load now because I had a little few things that were cleared, and sometimes this ends up happening, but there will be a quiz there that'll appear, and you will be able to get started and run forward with the program. But there's also the 504 for real estate purposes. You have private lending options where you can get up to 2 million incredibly fast. But just understand that once you get into more of a faster funding solution, then there's the quiz. Okay, just wanted to make sure it was there. And again, there are more services that I offer, and I've helped out a lot of people of all different industries and backgrounds. So again, it'll look like this more or less. And you have the microloan, as I just stated, the site here if you want to get to learn more. But the best way, if you haven't already, is to fill out this questionnaire and get that free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist, where then I will analyze, evaluate, and give you a proper response back on your funding options. And a lot of people enjoy going through it, because whether you know it or not, it's best for me. If I spent every waking second getting on a call with everybody, I wouldn't get anything done. And I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur with multiple businesses who wears multiple hats. So I can't always be on a call, but the best way for me to understand whether it's exactly best for that to even happen is to see what funding details you bring to the table, and to see, okay, it's not always if you have the best funding details, I'll get on a phone call. That's not how it works. I just want to make sure everything aligns. So that's the best way for me to see it. So you have the SBA 7A program, the 8A, the 504. You also have merchant cash advances, cash advance hybrid programs, not exactly a business loan depending on the state. They're against your future receivables, better projections, gets you better funding. Business term loans, you can secure them with collateral, or you can have an unsecured term loan without collateral. just understand that the rates are not going to be exactly EIDL loan. They're going to be somewhere between a 3.50 prime rate. And again, that may be increasing by 25 to 50%, 50 cents or so and above. So we may be looking somewhere at about 4% and above coming here soon, but not exactly set in stone. Hopefully that doesn't end up happening. But if that's the case, you could still get approved for funding even under 10%. With 4%, 3.5% prime rates up to 2%, with unpaid invoices, 3.5% up to 2 to 8%. You're looking at a good range. Even if you go over 10%, you have to understand that. You have to ask yourself the question, what are my funds being applied to? Are they for growth and expansion? And if so, how soon would that produce for me an ROI? I ask that question a lot of the time. What would this funding do for you? What would having this funding mean? Would it mean that you could take more time off? You don't have to stress about working in your business. You can look at it from the outside. You can even just take more time off, go on vacation, kick your feet up in the sand while you're looking out into the ocean. You see the sun setting. You have your cool beverage next to you. You just have your glasses on. You're just looking up, all stress-free. You know your business operations. Everything is running smoothly because you injected this funding into your business, and you don't have to worry about so much more of getting more growth and more expansion or these business expenses. So when I ask people, would getting these 20,000 that you could get essentially approved for, what is it going to be applied for? I'm going to buy more equipment. I'm going to hire more people. So that'll bring my bottom line up by another 15 to 20,000. Okay. So then paying back, if you had a rate of above 10, 20, 30%, and that's what ends up happening a lot. Even if that were the case, you're going to be increasing your bottom line by 15 to 20,000. So that 8 or that 6 to 7,000 you're paying back on a monthly basis for 6 months or 11 months, 12 months, 24 months, or 3,000, however much it is, depending on what you bring to the table. This is the reality. Won't seem so much because you're increasing your revenue. Now, if you're in a position where it's just COVID relief, business expenses, I'm not sure if this is even going to help my business reduce an ROI in the short term, or would it produce an ROI in the long term, then you may be already in insufficient revenue and insufficient cash flow. Or if you're not there yet, perhaps in a month, because you took that funding, it'll severely impact your business. So you really have to understand, and I tell business owners this all the time, the more time you have in your business, the more you understand the industry, the better you will be off taking the funding, especially if you're applying it for business and growth and expansion, because you've been through those seasons, you've weathered those storms, you have a better understanding that, oh, within my 2 years, I saw that from May to July, that's when I had the best season, and that's when I started to increase my ROI from another 10 to 20,000. And so it would make sense for me, even if I have bad credit, yeah, there are those loans / cash advances, there's good credit funding and so forth. But even if I got 6 months in a term, and I get why, it's my credit can be a huge factor, I'm going to be increasing my revenue in about 2 months for about 20 to 30,000. So those 6 months doesn't really seem like anything. In 30-year terms, like the EIDL loans aren't everything. 3.75%, we have to get away from just that. A lot of us are sitting on it. And I speak to business owners every single day, and just understand that there are these other programs out there. There are lines of credits if you're suffering with cash flow, but you still have to qualify for that. And I have people right now who are emailing me thinking it's BS, that they're not getting approved, they're not happy with it. But the truth of the matter is, you just weren't educated enough. And that's my job, is to help you. And I understand the problems of not being approved for funding, because I've been there, received nothing in revenue every single month for time. I'm talking about years there of trying to fix things, a little bit trickling there, but not enough. And then working on these digital businesses just to get to 3,000, 5,000, getting a loan to 10,000 and above and so forth. It's not easy. I know the hardships of people letting you down, people telling you to come apply here. There's all these online marketplaces that just don't paint the clear picture. I'm going to break it down for you very thorough in this email that I'll be sending out to you. So that'll conclude everything from me in this video. I shared with you all information you need to understand about how to pivot from the SBA EIDL loans, what to look out for, the self-employed 1099 gig worker, independent contractor services, the private lending options. In a way, I didn't get into all of them, whether you're looking for equipment, more specifically, traditionally, equipment financing / leasing to own, and so forth, purchasing an existing business, those options will be there, and so much more. But if you didn't get to understand a little bit about who I am and what Viral Funding Solutions is about, I'll quickly just run through it and I'll close this video. So we save you a lot of time, that meaning myself, energy, money, and especially the pain of sifting through endless business funding solutions, or the solution, such as online marketplaces that don't always give you a clear picture and a proper breakdown of your best option and options, and show you everything you need to know before walking into an application with 110% confidence and certainty that you won't only get approved, but be satisfied with what you're getting. And they give you the most legitimate and helpful source of programs and lenders so you can have a safe, as well as underwriters, safe and secure and hassle-free application process with an expert loan broker / agent like myself. You will get a more personalized and customized email response on what's your best option and options for once and for all. So I have these great connections with officers, senior underwriters, junior underwriters, etc., lenders, and I can connect you with the best ones with the best options and get you the best offer and so forth. And a little bit about how it works. You kind of saw this a little bit earlier. But yeah, that will be everything from myself. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to voice them down below in the comments. For any other information, please refer to the description. That's where you'll want to get started. Look for the self-employed 1099 gig worker independent contractor funding program that a lot of people are going through. And if I can show you all the notifications of people who have gone on and started that, I would, but I don't want to, it's confidential stuff, as well as the other programs. There's the SBA 7A 504. If you qualify, there's also other programs that are collateralized, non-collateralized. But just know this, with collateral, that is going to decrease the interest rate. And not necessarily doesn't mean that if you have collateral, should you give it up? Be careful about what is possible there. Equity, the property, equipment, inventory, stocks and bonds. We're talking about accounts receivables, unpaid invoices, and the list goes on and on. So just be careful of that. Even if you have it, just be aware of what other options are available. And we can always get you one program. We could probably get you a line of credit, and then we can add a term loan on top of that. So it all depends on what you're looking for and how we can get you to the most amount. But if you don't get approved for everything at once, just know this, because a lot of people will tell me they want 300,000 but are only doing 10,000 a month. You only get approved for about 10 to 15% of your annual gross sales, or up to 20%. In a lot of cases, it's closer to the 10 to 12% range. So just understand that there are programs that only approve you for 20 to 25% of your average monthly revenue / lowest month, as well as up to 75%, or 75% to about 150%, or 75% up to 200%. Some of them 40 to 60%. So it just depends. 50 to 150% also, and so forth. It just depends on the service you're going through and what you can qualify for. Everybody has different funding details, and I'm going to help you improve, as well as building business credit down below. If you're looking for 0% interest for 6 to 18 months, there's a credit line hybrid program. See if you qualify. I'll leave more information of what I was able to do there, as well as so much more, like fixing your FICO credit score, increasing it. That's a big, major difference that'll get you approved for better terms, better funding, better rates. That's a huge thing, as well as revenue and time in business. So that is everything from me. If you got value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you feel somebody else will get value out of it, please share it with them. They could be a complete stranger. Get to know them a little bit. You never know. They might be in a situation where they just need to survive. They're like, well, I really need funding, or they're in growth and expansion, and they're just not sure what to do. They've been cut wrong somewhere else. They've been misled. There's misconceptions and these myths that they don't understand about the rates and how they work, how much they can get approved for, and so forth. Share it with them. And again, if I haven't said it, I think I did already. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming up with. That is all from me. Thank you.